Lil Boosie did a post the other day, and Boosie was in jail for a while.
Yeah.
He got out not too long ago. And he said, since I've come home, every time I turn on the TV, some gay shit on. I try to watch Love and Hip Hop, gay shit.
Yeah.
Try to watch Empire, gay shit.
Yeah.
Walked in on a cartoon, doing
Yeah.
gay shit. Fucking cartoon kids watch TV. I guess next they're gonna have a fucking gay channel for kids.
Yeah.
Saying if you want to be gay, watch this and tune in.
Damn yeah.
Shaking my head, fucked up world in my eyes, but everybody don't agree.
Yeah, I agree with Boosie 100%, 1000%. I don't, like I said, I'm not nobody judge, but I know nature, and I know how easily trends are set and perpetuated. If I don't like something, that's why it's called TV program, radio program. That's a whack ass song, but next thing you know, I know every word of that shit,
right.
And I can't get it out of my head.
Right, because you keep
hitting me with it. I'm gonna have to accept it. I'm gonna have to adapt and adjust to it. That's a form of accepting it. Because somebody has the power to keep imposing it on me, keep forcing it on me, subtly or overtly or whatever. So that's what they doing with the Muslim thing, making Islamophobia. That's what they doing with, everything that they want a trend to go.
If you say, for example, a lot of people are going to look at us and say, Boosie's homophobic.
What is homophobic though? You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? That's just another term. Ask me, am I homophobic?
Are you homophobic?
That means I fear homosexuals? Nah, I don't fear no homosexuals.
Yeah.
Nah, if that's what it means.
It's an interesting term too, because it does technically mean fear of homosexuals.
A homosexual. Yeah.
You can't say, I got nothing against gay people, but I don't really like that. Like for example, if you say, I'm not feeling what Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner is doing, you are now labeled something negative.
Yeah.
Homophobic is a negative term.
Yeah, I'm a hater. Well, I do hate homosexuality.
You hate homosexuality?
I hate homosexuality. I don't mean I hate homosexuals.
Why do you hate homosexuality?
Because it's unnatural. It's unnatural and it's dangerous. And it's, everything in nature shows, what should be done and what shouldn't be done.
But there's lots of other unnatural, dangerous things that...
I would probably hate them too.
Yeah?
Yeah. And hate don't mean...
guns are unnatural.
I hate guns.
You hate guns?
I hate guns. Yeah.
You smoke weed?
Nope.
No. Do you hate weed?
I don't hate weed. No, I don't hate weed, but I hate I hate when people are addicted to weed.
Okay.
I don't hate people that's addicted,
right.
but I
Alcohol? Do you drink?
I sip occasionally.
Sip occasionally?
Yeah, I shouldn't, and I hate that. I hate that I do.
Because as an NOI member, you're not supposed to drink.
Nah, but I'm gonna tell the truth.
Yeah. So sometimes you drink.
Sometimes.
And you hate that about yourself.
Well, I hate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't hate myself, but I hate that. I hate
about yourself.
That I'm not yet in full mastery of the part of myself that would even, lean towards that suggestion or whatever.
Okay. So you hate homosexuality?
Yeah.
Does the NOI have a stance about homosexuality?
Yeah, yeah. We don't.
So you cannot be a gay NOI member?
Well, you can be whatever you're gonna be, but
you
can't be accepted.
So you can't say a gay person can't go to the NOI office and say, I'm gay, I want to join.
Well, yeah, of course you can say that, but you can't practice your homosexuality among us. Are you saying you want to remain a homosexual?
Yes.
No, well, you can't do that.
Okay, so you cannot be accepted into the NOI if you are an out of the closet homosexual.
Well, you can be accepted. It's like I said. It's about what your motivation is. What is your motivation? You want to spread your homosexuality? You want to find a boyfriend here? Like, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's what if it's simply, listen, I like men, and I'm gonna go and do these homosexual acts in my spare time, but I believe in what the NOI is doing, and I want to wear the bow tie and go to the events and everything else like that.
Then it would just have to be a conversation. Why do you believe, do you believe homosexuality is right and righteous? And if so, why? I mean, it's a conversation. It's not like a condemnation.
Well, for example, I've interviewed homosexuals before.
I got homosexual partners.
Yeah, you have homos.
And female.
Okay. Males?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there's a debate about this. But for example, like the last guy I interviewed, Milan Christopher, he's on Love and Hip Hop. He says that he was born a homosexual.
I've known I was gay since I was, as far as I can remember. Whenever I had those initial attractions towards, like, how when you're a kid, you probably kissed a girl or just like, I got a girlfriend, one of those things. I've always had feelings like that towards guys.
You can't be born that way. That's a thought process. That's not in your DNA. Then you wouldn't have been born with a penis and no testicles. Those are specifically for the function that God gave them to you for, which is to go in a vagina and not in an anus. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel that nobody's born homosexual?
Nobody. That's something that you learn, or that, like you said, is traumatized in you or programmed into you or poisoned into you through gender bending chemicals and whatnot. They doing that to fish. That's well known. That, children is growing breasts and all of that. It's side effects of, don't take this if you grow breasts and all, what? Like, so you don't know what's happening to you. So you say, no, none of that stuff never happened. You've been poisoned and you don't even know it. So, you can't say what you ain't been.
So what about the transgenders and something like that?
That's the same choice. That's a choice.
Because for example, like Caitlyn Jenner was given like a Woman of the Year award. Stuff like that.
Is she even a woman? Like I said, who set that trend to say we have to call her a woman? Him a woman, or him or her? His name is who law did I gotta say Caitlyn? That's not the same struggle as Cassius Clay versus Muhammad Ali. Right. Nigga, you was born with a dick, and you still got one, I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, well then you a he.
Waka Flocka went on the Breakfast Club, and he said that's the devil's work. And then people got on him to the point where he had to explain himself and everything else like that.
Yeah, what did he take it back?
He said, now I'm a homophobe because I don't agree with Caitlyn Jenner. Shaking my head. He said, I have nothing against transgender people. I simply feel we need to be careful with our children. We need to be careful with what our children see as sensationalized. Children's brains are a constant development to adulthood, and they pay attention to everything, whether we want to accept it or not. Understand a technique by the press called bait and click ads make money, and all these websites have ads. I'm not a homophobe. I have nothing against the gay community. I'm still standing on what I said. I'm not a fan of transgenders marketed like a superhero. And yes, I was wrong for using the word evil, because he called...
That's evil.
He called...
I use it for him. That's evil.
Okay, so you feel that being a transgender is evil?
Yeah. That's evil is just opposite of righteous or opposite of natural. We emotionalizing these words rather than looking at the scientific definition of them. How do gay people reproduce? How do transgenders reproduce?
Through adoption.
That's not exactly. That's not reproduction. So that don't work. That's not natural. That's not righteous. You can't reproduce. Show me where's healthy to put a penis in an anus. That don't go there. Everybody knows, just like a kindergarten can play puzzle. This goes here, this goes there. Guy or nature guy, whatever you want to call it, already put the simple puzzle pieces. It's not complicated. Why do you want to do something other than what you know the law of the universe set out for you to do?
I mean, have you ever had a woman give you oral sex?
Yeah.
I mean, that technically don't go there.
You're right. And that's one of the evils that, I'm born in sin, and but I know that's not natural. You're right. I'm not saying just because it might feel good that it's good. I'm 100. I keep it 100. Like,
right.
Even when,
Right, because I believe that oral sex is technically considered sodomy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a case. That could be a case. So, like I said, speaking to me personally, I've been married before, divorced. My first wife, like I didn't, I didn't want that because I got children, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same mouth you're gonna be kissing our babies with. That's how I thought, even from a child. It wasn't until I learned through rap music and TV shows and all of that, like that's supposed to be the bomb, that feel good. Oh, good brain. Like now I'm like feeling like I'm missing out on something, so they programmed me to think that that's the thing to do, that it's cool. It's all a psychological thing, but as a child, like that's gross. Like That was a diss. When somebody say, nigga, suck my dick. That's a diss. That's something you don't want to do.
Right. I actually know someone who killed someone over that term.
Man, I'm serious.
My man, Chia Lee.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know his story.
Yeah.
He ended up killing his baby mother's brother because the dude told him to suck his dick. And he said on some jail shit.
Yeah.
You just don't invite a man to your dick.
Yeah. So it wasn't, I just got programmed. We born in this scene and shaped in a mindset. And next thing you know, you start accepting and adjusting, you know, what everybody is promoting or, you know, everybody.
So you think homosexuality is evil?
Yeah. Not homosexuals.
Homosexuality.
Homosexuality is evil.
Is evil.
Yes.
You know people are going to come down on you for this.
Man, come on with it.
Come on with it. You ain't tripping.
Come on with it. I'll come right back down on you.
Right. You're not worried about getting straight bashed.
Huh?
Bashed. Straight bashed.
Man, I've been in slavery 400 years. What you gonna do to me?
You know, we interview Lord Jamar a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You see these interviews?
Yeah. I meant to say that, too.
Right, that's my man.
Yeah, my G.
And the way he even, you know, we even hooked up and started doing these interviews. You know, we run into each other a couple times, you know, overseas and stuff. But the way I brought him in initially was he went on a rant about how Kanye's skirt has no place in hip hop. You know, and he kind of expanded on that over time.
Within our parameters, to keep this hip hop shit strong, we don't fucking wear skirts. We don't fucking ride around trying to get our dicks sucked from fucking transvestites and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the shit that weakens hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, you can be gay in your own private life if that's what you want to do. Just don't bring it into hip hop. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not hating on the gays. I'm not homophobic. I don't have the mental disease.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Because hip hop is a, you know, is a pure, it's a holy form, and it represents the struggle and the voice of an oppressed people, black people in particular. That was our art form, just like all the rest. And homosexuality was never a cause black people have ever historically pushed or embraced as our own. That's somebody else's mindset that was imposed on us. So we was raped, you know. It wasn't just, you know, the reason why people can be my color and lighter is for 400 years, the females, of course, was raped, but more boys was raped by white males. They just couldn't get pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
More boys were raped?
Boys was raped, yeah. More boys was raped. They just couldn't get pregnant.
I'm not saying it didn't happen, but there's more heterosexuals than homosexuals just in America, period.
Well, okay. If a white slave master is raping a girl, that's already, is that evil? Would you say that's evil?
I would say that's evil.
So why would he stop there? Why wouldn't he just rape whoever he wanted? Okay, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass too, boy. Like, I'm a righteous rapist. Like, you know, if I'm doing that, why wouldn't I do it anything else to anybody else?
Maybe you're just not into homosexuality.
But you into rape.
You into rape? Yeah. I mean, you know, there's different types of evil.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just.
What we know for sure that
just because someone does a certain amount of wrong doesn't mean that they're going to do every wrong.
Why
under
wouldn't
the sun.
they though? Why wouldn't they? If you're going to experiment with that and that's already worthy of death, why not do it all? Why not do your Aleister Crowley and you know, do whatever you please?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm not in the rape period, so I can't really speak on it with a whole lot of.
I just turned you into a lawyer for rape.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Like I said, I've never raped anybody.
Right.
You know, you can check my records.
You ask Bill Cosby, I guess. No.
Yeah, Bill Cosby. Well, so is Bill Cosby evil? If he really
I don't
did
know.
all that?
If he did that, yeah, he is. I don't know if he did it, but if he did it, yeah, that's evil. Yeah. Most definitely.
I mean, you're talking about a lot of people say he did.
I mean, a lot of people say Jesus, I mean, if you believe that story, there's a lot of people that's in prison right now on false witnesses. So a lot of people don't mean nothing to me. I need to see the evidence.
True. And, you know, I interviewed Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
And he brought up an interesting point.
All of them said the same thing. We went to the room. Why would you go to the room of a known married man? Number one.
Meaning they're down to fuck anyways. I know when a woman comes up to my hotel room,
hey, you know what that,
I know what that's about.
Yeah, you know what it is.
I know what it is. She knows what it is.
Yeah. So, but like I said, I don't know, even at that time, I don't know what the culture, the trend was, like it was free love, it was LSD or like drug, if it was the 70s, I don't know, I wasn't there, you know, but like you said, they do know that's Bill Cosby, and they do know he married. What are you doing in this hotel room? Did you bring your homegirls with you? Did you bring your father, your brother? Like, why did you come by yourself? So, you wanted something to pop. I mean, you could have, you know, it don't mean you want nothing sexual to pop, but you wanted him to like you for some reason.
I think he wants something sexual to pop.
I mean, I could say that too, but I ain't gonna
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say you go up to a married band's hotel room by yourself.
Well, they saying that they wanted to interview, they want to do an audition or something. They saying all kinds of stuff. So yeah. So I don't know, but
I don't know either. But what I do know is that this man's entire legacy is completely destroyed.
That's because, you know, there's an agenda behind that too.
Kobe raped a white woman in Colorado. Dr. Cosby raped 37 bitches and is still counting. Nobody leaves this business clean. Michael Jackson fucked little white children.
It's hip hop, man. The kids listen to hip hop, they use the N-word. Point blank, period. Yeah, like there's no way around it. You know what I mean? I'm at a concert the other day. Nothing but white kids in the concert.